Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, South spawn of Murovanka, and this one is under the commands of Angelina75. Now the battle is continuing. She had her weekend lie-in at the expense of Talon 1958, who had to get up and look after Remy, who actually wasn't very well this weekend, or apparently wasn't well during the week, but hopefully he's recovered by now. So, the 212A, based on the hull of the KB222, never actually got built because they were too busy building tanks, but it would have been interesting if they had gone ahead, because it might have been quite a decent self-propelled gun. First target seen up in the other end was an IS-3. She fired the round in as soon as the aim had settled in the hope the IS-3 was still there. We don't know if he was or not, but she's changing position straight away to avoid being counter-batteried. Lots of achievement awards on the side of the vehicle and 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. Now you would think that this is going to be a double header with one of Talon's replays after Angelina's. Not so this week, because it is a double header, but the replay, the second replay, is actually from Mike. So we're going to be seeing him play the 212A directly after Angelina. Grabs out with the pattern. 190s he pulled back in, but she did get some stun on Centurion, and as he's up front, he might be the one that gets seen first. And yes, he was seen, but she didn't pick up any stun assist. Now you notice she backed up and accidentally knocked down a tree. I think she pulled forward because obviously she was concerned that that might give away her position. The enemy Arty is an M53, M55. We don't know the name of the player concerned, but you have to be careful just in case they're aware. Oh, brilliant shot! Takes out the Type 5 Heavy. And it was, well, it just completely overwhelmed him. I'm not sure if that was a penetration shot or not, but probably not. She does have the 203mm B4 howitzer, and that's capable of doing 900 alpha and will penetrate 52mm of armour. But on a tank like that, to pen a Type 5 Heavy, yeah, probably you'd need the armour piercing. Rounds out the AE base 1, direct hit. 448, that's a non-pen, but a high non-pen. It's not a high roll, but it was a decent shot, you might say. 448. Okay, these two are going to be a little difficult to hit. So instead she was going to the Scorpion, but these guys are much easier to hit. And of course she can really upset them because they're all fighting against our guys coming out the forest. And rounds out. That's anticipated the hit. Well, it smacked into the 122 TM, the Chinese heavy tank, and stunned the 704 behind him. Yeah, these guys down at the centre aren't really doing much. It's actually what's going on at the other end of the map is more important at the moment. And there's a T110E3 on the back row in the hedges. And he's being a real pain, but she's going for the Renegade. Rounds out, and yes, she's got him. Took him out of the game. That's going to be a big help to her team. The Scorpion goes down. He was just taken out by the TS5. But this AE phase 1 is being a bit of a pain as well. And the only guy between us and him is the TS5. Let's see if he can get a hit. Angelina lining him up. Oh, lost sight of him. Well, that side, yes, because he's backing up. He comes into view, rounds out, direct hit, 361, good shot. She timed that one perfectly, knew he was going to come back, judged that he was going to appear any second, put the round in, nice hit. Being careful not to knock any trees down, because of course it does give away your position to the enemy Arty if they are looking for you. She's skirting around the edge of the map. She's now in good depression. Our team have come out of the Magic Forest and are now making good ground on the enemy in the centre. That KV4 rounds out. Oh, it looks like it hit the red line rather than hitting him. Yeah, she was unfortunate about that. You see the red line now at the moment? She's barely scraping that ridge line to get the shell on him, and it fell short and impacted on the ridge line. KV4 is getting double teamed. The IS4 at the front, the EBR105 at the rear, and the KV4 is looking in the wrong direction at the moment, so time for Angelina to stick her shell in there, but she's still got a red line. Oh, and the EBR takes the kill. Okay, we're going to go back up to the tanks up further up. A 122 TM backing up. He's in a... Oh, she fired just as he got wiped out. That's unfortunate. She did have that one perfectly lined up. Nice bit of lead on the target. Anticipate how much they're going to back up, so when you fire the shell, they just drive straight into the shell. It really upsets their day, and they wonder how Arty players do it. Well, it takes years of practice to work out exactly where to put the shell to get the best effect. Okay, there's only 4 enemies left. The team have been having a good game. They're 2 up on the enemy. There's a tortoise. Oh, enemy Arty's been spotted in the corner, so she's going to go for him. Priority target, because obviously Arty knows what Arty can do. Rounds out. This should be a kill shot. It is. Penetration right onto the M53, M55. No chance of surviving that. It is basically, or he did have the that was the M53, which was the 155mm gun, and we know that because it's the long thin barrel, and she doesn't need to worry about knocking trees down now because nobody's watching her. She's at the other end of the battle, but she's now going to put a round on to the nearest enemy she can. Okay, T110E3 can't see the tortoise, so we'll go for this one instead. He's backing up to use the bush mechanic from that position, but he has been spotted. Rounds out. And that landed, well, I think it landed right in front of him. Now, her reload time is 30.11 seconds. The standard reload is 37.39. So she's knocked 6 seconds, more near enough, actually 7 seconds, more than 7 seconds off the score. And that's because she's using premium consumables, a rammer, a good crew, BIA crew, and she's also got the gun lane drive to help out as well, I think. T110E3 moves, rounds out, and lands behind him for 206. She couldn't anticipate that he was going to move that far. Now, Tortoise, where are you? Everyone knows where he is. He's in this area. There he is, right in the dip. Will she get a round out in time? She may get the final shot of the game. No, denied. The IS4 got the last shot of the game. But it was a good game for Angelina75. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for Angelina75 in the 212A. She got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 10, and she got a Confederate medal, so she hit more of the enemy than anyone else on her team, and her win rate was 3,164, and that sets a very high mark for Talon 1958 to beat straight off the mark. She has been playing rather well all week. In fact, she sent a few of those replays in so we could see exactly how well she was doing, and Talon was getting a bit worried that he's not going to be able to beat her. Well, anyway, let's have a quick look at the scores. We can see when it came to damage, she didn't get the highest. That actually went to the T110E3 on the enemy team, picked up a high caliber for 5,096 hit points. Second highest damage was the 704 with 4,369. Probably most of that scored on our tanks coming out of the Magic Forest. And when it came to damage on our side, it was the IS4 did the best with 3,924. So Angelina, she was a little further down the table. She's got 2,695, which puts 3 members in the enemy team above her, 3 members on her own team. That puts her in 7th place. But when it comes to kills, she's actually enjoyed 2nd place, because 4 kills went to our Tortoise, who also picked up a Spartan, and Angelina got the Confederate with 3 kills, and so did the E3 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, she's a little further down the table again. The EBR105 got the best, TS5 got the 2nd, IS4 got the 3rd, and Angelina just followed them up with 970 just behind. Let's have a look at the detail. 12 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 1 penetration. That must have been the M53, M55. 13 splash on the enemy, 2,695 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 9 of the enemy, kill 3. There's your Confederate. And 21 hit points of damage assist, plus 972 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. She ended the battle with 25,337 credits profit, 30 bonds, because she's a tier 9, I think it was a tier 10 game, it was, yes. And she also earned 2,910 XP, so pretty good game. And she said, what a great night to wreck teams. Yes, I think most teams are not performing very well at the moment, mostly because the youngsters are playing on the battlefields, and they're not that great at playing the game. Some are, but not all of them, and that's why a lot of people are actually getting bad results in the game at the moment. So that's the first game in this video. Let's have a look at the second one. And the second game is being performed by Mike1963_1. Well, there's two 212As in this battle. I think both of them want to go up the hill. And rubbing against your teammate like that actually does slow you down rather than speed you up. I know it does tend to let them know, yes, I want to go up there, but it actually does slow you down. Now we can see that Mike's got the short fat gun, the other one has got the long thin gun. That means he's got the BR2 rather, which is the 152mm gun, whilst Mike has got the 203mm. So he does slightly more damage than the other guy. Almost twice as much actually, and he's now getting ready to shoot at the enemy down at the other end of the bowl. A couple of enemy heavies, or actually enemy mediums, have turned up. That's a Progetto 65, the tier 10, but he's not opening fire yet. I'm wondering why. No, he's just changed his mind. He's not going to hit there. I think he was doing something else at the time, and that's why he wasn't bothering to fire, but he had a perfect shot on that Progetto 65. Oh, now he's found some targets. Unfortunately, trying to fire over that corner from the ramp is actually a little difficult. So he's got a red line if he tries to go after the Barras, because he probably could hit that VZ55. And he's now going back to the... it's now a Badger, not a Progetto. Now, when you... well, I call this vacillating, or vacillating actually is I think the correct word. If you keep changing your mind over how you're actually going to, which one you're going to fire at, you're going to miss opportunities to get shots off. He could have had 2 shots off by now. He could have hit the Progetto, and then he could have hit the Badger immediately afterwards when he reloaded, and then he could have moved on to get after these guys. The Progetto's now moved over to the Western Pass. That's a perfect shot. Rounds out. Direct hit, 523. Didn't pen, but he did get a high hit. And in fact, actually, it was a high roll non-penetration. Non-penetration would be 450, so to get 523, he definitely overdid. And that Scorpion G is now one shot if anyone lands a shell near him. But he pulls back, and again, Mike umming and ahhing over where or not he needs to put a round in. And in fact, actually, he's changed his mind altogether. He's now moved over to the other side, but again, back here, you see there's plenty of targets to fire at, and he should have stayed on this corner just for the moment, because there was bound to be another tank who'd move up. Rounds out with the BZ, 237. Now, one of the things I always try to do in battles is keep busy, so if I see a target, I go for it. Unless, of course, I know that a better target's going to come along any second, and I'm certain of it. Always try to prosecute the battle as much ammo downrange as you can. That Badger is a one-shot. If he can get the round onto the guy, he should be able to take him out. He's got it lined up. Rounds out. Oh, he didn't fire. Rounds out now. No, he hit the cliff top. Again, this is what I call vacillating. You've got to fire when you've got the opportunity. I think that one might have been helped if he'd overextended the aim by just putting it a bit further on, because I think the splash would have taken out the Badger. But as it is, we lost 2 heavy tanks on that corner. Probably could have done with some help. Now, if they go down to the bridge, the T0OL, who's actually near the bridge, will probably spot them. We don't have anybody on the bridge road spotting at the moment. Nobody's down there. The Progetto 65 has moved into position, and yes, they've just gone short of the bridge at the moment. The Badger's sitting the other side. Perfect shot. 152. I think that tracked him on one side. I go for the Emil next, because of course he's the one with the autoloader, and he's trying to hide behind the rock. If you hit him in place, yeah, and you see the other Arty, the 212A, he moved down to the ice road, and he's firing in on the Emil from a different direction. That Badger's going to go for the cliff edge. Oh, changed his mind at the last moment. Rounds out. Oh, he got him. He got him. He took enough damage to get him out of the game. Okay, we've got another target, the VK7201K. Over on the other side of the ice road. Still waiting for the reload to go in. Mike1963 has got a reload of 30.25 seconds. So he's dropped it by at least 7 seconds as well. Rounds out. Good hit. 281. Not a high roll though, but it does have big, heavy armor, the VK7201K. So it's difficult, and of course we lost the 212A on the ice road. I think he wasn't careful enough to keep himself hidden from the enemy, and they saw him. Not sure which one got him though. I do know he's in the list of the dead. Okay, we're not doing so well. There's only 4 left on our team, and we've just been hit by the enemy Arty. A batch at 155.55. There's 2 enemy Arty, a 212A as well. And he's trying to back off, but he's actually slid over the edge of the cliff, and I hope he doesn't lose any hit points here. He's low on hit points as it is. And that EBR is getting close, so I get ready for a shotgun now, because I reckon he's going to come around the corner very, very quickly. Oh, lovely one! Take that, you beast! He came round the corner, he saw an Arty looking straight at him, and that was the end of his game. Oh, unfortunately we didn't see the Barras coming up behind us, but we were the last one alive on our team. But very good that he actually did get a kill right at the end, and it was an EBR 90. Here's the end of battle results, and that was actually a bruiser medal for Mike1963_1 in the 212A. He got at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly. No other medals, unfortunately, because there wasn't enough shells put down range. And as I did mention that, you need to maximize the number of shells if you're going to end up getting medals or credits on a game. I try to, as I say, try to put as much down as I can, that way to guarantee that I get a Confederate at the very least. But yes, and this one, at least he got 1 kill out of it, and it was a good one at that. In fact, he got 2 kills out of that game, because he not only picked up the EBR, he also picked up the Badger. If we look at team score, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the VK7201K, one of the tanks he actually hit. And he got 4,341. The second highest damage was the Object 279E on our team, 3,376. And the third highest damage was the VZ55 on the enemy team, 3,093. Mike managed to get 1,936, so he's almost into 2,000s. Not quite there though. But when it came to kills, he's actually in joint second place, because the high scorer was the VK7201K, got 3 kills. 2 kills went to the 279 Mike, and also to the Batchat Barask on the enemy team, the one who actually shot him in the rear and killed him in the end. CS52 got 2 kills, the T44 and the Emil 1 and the Badger also got 2 kills each. Oh dear, I've lost my mouse just at the wrong moment. Please do excuse me. These sort of things are designed to throw us off guard. Don't expect it to happen whilst I'm recording a video. I don't think it'll actually stop the video happening though. But let's see if I've got it back. That's it. Got it. Okay. Just change the batteries. if you have batteries on hand at any one time, it can put it straight back in action. Okay, right. When it came to base XP, we're actually looking at the enemy team, and the Emil 1, who came out on top with 1021 to 926 to the EBR, 860 to the 7201K. And we can see that Mike managed to get 287 in that one, so not a huge one, because of course there wasn't a huge amount of damage. Let's have a look at detail. 7 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, that must have been the EBR 90. 5 splash on the enemy as well, 1,936 hit points, of which 1,228 were at more than 300 meters, so you can see about 700 damage done at close range. 2 hits received, 1 penetration, 1 splash. That was the Arty, the enemy Arty, the Batchat, who got 1 round in. Of course, the other one was the Barask, who shot around up our rear, 105mm at close range. We just never saw him coming because we were focused on what was going on in front of us. 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 4 stuns caused. He earned 15,363 credits from the game and 3,411 from personal missions payout, but unfortunately with all the ammunition and repair, he actually made a small loss of 947. I think if he'd actually fired a couple of those rounds where he basically must have been distracted by something and that's why he wasn't firing, but if he'd actually fired those rounds, I'm pretty sure he would have made a profit for the game at the end. He picked up 431 XP as well for the game overall, so it was positive, just a small amount of credits down, but the good satisfaction of taking care of one EBR90 who thought that he was coming in to kill an Arty, and the Arty killed him instead, which we always like to see. So I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember that not many people know our channel exists, but if you do let other people know, then it'll become more popular, and then your replays will be seen by much more people, many more people. Thanks for watching.